them come. This is their fate.
Spiderman hands in there. All right. Welcome back to the House of Wolves podcast. I am your host, Deontay, here with my near and dear friends, Jalen and Josh. Today we got quite a bit to talk about. We always do. We got some interesting stuff actually happened today. The Nvidia's 40 series Supers came out. We're gonna talk about that. We had some stuff in regards to Last of Us Season 2 Abby being officially, announced. Hopefully they really gave her some background on the toxicity of the gaming community. We also have stuff like Spider-Man 2 girl quitting. I don't want to start off with all that. But Xbox Developer Direct, that's actually coming next week, Thursday, where they're going to be talking about Ninja Theory, Indiana Jones, about, and so on and so forth. Hopefully we get another shadow drop. But we got some stuff to talk about, so we're going to get through that today. But before we get started, per usual, Jalen, Josh, tell the people how you been, what you've been up to, what you've been doing, how's life going, where are you at, and what you've been playing. Talk to the people.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks since we last all checked in on the podcast. Yeah, over Christmas break. It was a very good time. Spent a lot of time with family, and we had a lot of relatives.
Yeah.
Out, just different events, festivals.
How long has it been since we did the pod? Was it before Christmas? I thought we did one during Christmas.
Yeah, the last one was right before Christmas.
Ah, so it's been a minute. Okay.
First one of the year.
Yeah, first one of the year.
So yeah, it's been a lot of stuff going around. In Japan, people don't celebrate Christmas as much. They still give gifts and things like that, but it's not like a full 2 weeks off.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to work for a bit, but once the new year came around, I did have a week. Just been enjoying my time.
Okay.
I've only been playing one game since Christmas.
What's that?
And that's
Don't tell me. Oh my goodness.
I got an early Christmas gift. They got my cross save up and running. Warframe, had all my stuff. I had 2 accounts, one on the PlayStation, one on the Switch, and they just put them together. Had double the money, double all resources.
Oh my goodness.
In progress. And I've just been playing that. And I know I always got a lot to say about Warframe. I ain't gonna talk about it too much, even though I do got a lot of positives. Basically, I just tried to catch up on all the expansions over the last 3 years, and I played them all, and they're all really good. The New War was the end of the Lotus storyline. That was good, and then moved on to the newer ones. But the biggest standout was the more recent one called, well, not more recent, but last year, Duviri Paradox.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, all that is you have Warframe that's been going on for 10 years now, and if you want to play Warframe, you can play that. Duviri Paradox is still the same story, same characters, but you can start in a different point in the story, and the combat is different. It's more melee focused. You can use a Warframe, but it's a temporary power up. It's a roguelike mode. The story is pretty interesting. So the only reason I highlight it is because that is their attempt to actually make a different space for brand new players. Start the game, play the tutorial, and they'll literally ask you, do you want to start regular Warframe or do you want to start with the Duviri Paradox? And it doesn't matter which one you choose because you can actually switch between both when you want. But I guess it's a very good attempt to actually make it accessible for new players. And I like Duviri a lot. It's fun. I think the roguelike elements work really well for Frame. It's already a game where you fight a whole bunch of enemies and getting upgrades and that, but giving them to you quickly and randomly, quick succession, uh, makes it very fun. The gameplay more, and it's a kind of, I guess, a preview of what they want to do in their next game, Soul Frame. In which when the previews of Soul Frame came out, I wasn't too hyped about it because like I said, I had seen similar stuff in Warframe, but actually playing Deviri and seeing how uh what they can do with it, I'm looking forward to the new game now. That being said, Warframe on its own is still the same game, has the same issues. Like, I don't think I can ever convince Deontay to come play it with me, but it's been fun. I was
Stalker in there.
surprised that. What'd you say?
They still got Stalker in there too.
Oh yeah, they got Stalker and all his cousins. It's a bunch of different Stalkers. They
Oh, his cousins.
they got different abilities,
Oh, good.
and they got rare loot, so you want to fight them. uh, yeah, a lot of good stuff. But what I would say is, I always compared it to Destiny. Like nowadays, it doesn't necessarily feel like Destiny because it's more of its own thing, but also with how they approach game development. In the story mode, like you can play as different characters. They got different abilities. Some people melee, some people gun based and stuff like that. So it's it's taken its own approach to it, and I think it's just I'm impressed that it's just continued to get better. Played it. Uh, yeah, that's all for Warframe.
Yeah.
And yeah, I bought a couple games on the Steam sale, but I haven't actually booted them up. What about
Okay.
y'all? Been up to?
Well, you know me. I mean, I've been chilling, like a villain. I mean, over the Christmas break, I tried to get a lot of games beat, and I did beat a few. I beat Guardians of the Galaxy. I kind of started off and I was like, I don't like this game. It was too slow. And then at the end of it, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Really great
Yeah, it's
payoff
really good.
story. So I actually did quite enjoy it. I could have did without the gameplay loop of the combat, but it was manageable and it was fine. But it probably would have been better with a different type of mechanic. I don't think I was that the best and fond of that one, but I definitely didn't want another Batman clone either. So they did something different. They tried
It
it.
was
It was unique enough to get me through it.
it was serviceable. It was
Yeah,
fun. You get tired of it over time, but I think that it was still good. For what they gave.
yeah,
I would
uh,
say like after playing it, I would want to play more of it, like another sequel, see how they improve. But that's never.
yeah. Never gonna happen. They got sold, so it's fine that way. And I'm glad that I was able to kind of beat it, and a lot of people are enjoying it because it was on sale recently, so that's good there too.
Yeah,
And then I
would you say it's worth $5?
say that again.
Would you say that it's worth $5? Because it's been on sale for like $5
Oh,
forever.
uh, yes. Oh, for sure. I think I paid 15 though, a while back. But yeah, it's definitely worth the 5. It's definitely worth the 15. Um, it's a single player game, so that's kind of at your own discretion of whether or not you feel like a single player game is worth the money. But I would have paid full price for that, for sure. But the other games that I beat and played, I started playing like small indie games. I started and finished Dredge. I thought it was pretty cool. It was like a small game, but like 15 hours or whatever. And it's just really going around as a fisherman and you're trying to discover what's going on with this world or whatever. So I felt like the ending was really nice and gratifying. I don't know if gratifying is the right word. I think that it was a nice ending and it wrapped it up really well. And even though it was kind of a short game, I liked it. So I
Mhm.
played I played and beat Dredge, and then I went into Dave the Diver. Because I was trying out a bunch of the indie games that was on the game awards, and they were on sale. So I'm playing Day the Diver now, which I'm enjoying that too. And then in the meantime, I was trying to get through Avatar, which I'm probably not because I don't want to pay them extra $15 to keep playing it. I did it through that Uplay thing. So
Yeah.
when it gets cheaper or whatever, I'll buy it. It doesn't seem like a bad game. It's just not worth my time at this point. So I'll play it later. So I was playing that as well, and outside of that, just trying to maintain, keep the household down. Um, Christmas was really great. New Year's was really great. I didn't have any issues there. I mean, I felt like Christmas was very peaceful. Like I said, I had time off, so I just hung out with the kids and chilled. Really good time to be alive. Just chill. But yeah, that's pretty much all I did over the break. I kind of just tried to play games that I could and finish up games that I could, and then reset myself. As you all know, it's the new year. You have to make goals for yourself. You can't just waste away. You can't not have some type of goals, even if you don't make them. Just make some goals. Beginning of the year, you know what time it is. Don't act like don't just let it go past you. I mean, everybody gets this adrenaline shot or these I don't know what they call them, the something that just you have this additional motivation around the first of the year. Just try to ride that motivation as long as possible. You only can ride it a month, fine, but if you can ride it for 90 days and then try again another 90 days, that's my whole goal, is just keep riding that motivation to start a new year and start off fresh and keep pushing. So set your goals, make them realistic, do your 90-day check-ins. That's what I'm doing, and just try to figure out where you can improve. So but yeah, that's pretty much what I did over the break. What about you, Jalen?
Shoot. I'm trying to think the last time we did the podcast was before Christmas. I went to Maryland for Christmas. Celebrated with my family.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Very enjoyable experience. And then it was for New Year's. I was in Detroit and I got to hang out with some of my friends and stuff like that. So it's everything goes smooth in that regard. I haven't been gaming a whole lot. I mean, I've been playing Overwatch a little bit more frequently because I'm trying to level up the battle pass or whatever. So I've been on that a couple times by myself. And then I think I was playing like Mario Sunshine on my Steam Deck, but I feel like that's pretty synonymous with what was going on the last time we was doing the podcast. So
Yeah.
um, I did say I remember they had the Steam sale and stuff like that. I think that just ended almost like a week ago at this point.
Yeah.
Um, I was finna buy Live Alive by Square Enix, but I mean they still wanted money, so I'm trying to figure out, if I'm gonna be able to find a key or something like that to make it a little bit cheaper, or find alternative measures.
Mm-hmm.
um, that and then what else was it? And I told you the other day I bought Mass Effect for my Steam Deck on a freaking, not realizing that it's like 110 gigs, so I need to go to the drawing board and try to figure out if I'm gonna get like a bigger SD card because all I got is a 128 right now, and then I got like Final Fantasy 13 on there. I think
Mm-hmm.
that joint
Yeah.
like 60 gigs, so I'm like, I ain't got no doggone
Well,
space for real, for real.
it don't let you. I know you got to install like the main launcher, but it don't let you choose. You only want to do one game at a
Nope.
time.
Nope.
Oh, get all of them, all or nothing, my boy.
All or nothing.
Come get these games.
Because I'm
That's funny.
thinking
See, on
like,
the Xbox version, it let you. Yeah, it let you choose. It start with Mass Effect 1. You got to choose the other two.
yeah, Steam for some reason it's just all or nothing. I don't know why, but it is. I tried it on my computer to see if I could do it, and it didn't work. I mean, it's not like a problem for me, but yeah, I tried it at least to kind of see if maybe he got to download it first, then he can uninstall it. It didn't work either. So.
Yeah, so I was just like, that's kind
Yeah,
of trash,
but
but
it's a good game.
It is a good
You gotta
game,
buy it. How
but
much was it on sale?
like
You said how much?
$6. Yeah,
It was like,
$6
Yeah, they only
bucks.
want
They only
yeah,
wanted
I was like,
six
all
for
right,
that
go ahead and get
mug.
it.
And it runs
Yeah,
well
my
on the
mom
Steam Deck
bought
too.
it.
So
Yeah, so it
okay.
said, but after the installation, it is possible to manually delete specific game, but you have to go to the game location, delete the folder. Somebody said that on Reddit, but I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, the game
but you still got
location.
to install the whole thing
Yeah,
regardless, then delete it.
yeah. Okay, that makes
Mm.
sense. I mean, it is a PC. You could definitely, or the Linux PC, you can go do that in your files, but it is going to be where you have to actually install it first, and that's going to be a waste of time because then you got to re-verify the files. And it's going to still install everything again. Maybe if you want to switch to the next game, and then you got to go back and do the same thing again. I don't know how you can be like, oh, I want this file, not this file. So there's not a real mechanic in it, so I don't know if it'll be useful. Okay, what about what was I finna say? Overwatch, you said you were trying to rank up. You were trying to rank up your battle. I don't know why I thought I thought you said I'm trying to play rank.
Yeah, I've been
I
playing
was
rank
like,
too. Not just one.
oh my goodness, I was about to say you out there. I say you do be cooking with grease. You might as well try it. Might as
I
well,
played.
man. You might learn some new stuff about Ash. You know they be up in that mug going crazy.
And he gonna turn into a toxic Overwatch player.
Jalen he already be reporting the bad healers. He said,
Hey, just that
"Hey,
nigga my
nah,
time.
this man's a goddamn incompetent." No, I'm telling you. I was like, bro, don't report him. No, I don't
Nah,
think I've ever seen him report somebody. He might
I
have
definitely
reported one
reported a couple of
person.
people.
You have?
Yeah,
I think
definitely
I only
have.
heard you report one person, and I was
No, I probably
like,
reported about like 3 people or something. It ain't nothing crazy. I think
"The."
one dude was born because he was just standing there. Um, then another dude was doing something stupid, like he just like uh
Oh
moving
yeah,
around the
he was
field or
mad
something.
because I forget the one guy that got mad because I wouldn't change, so he stopped healing us. I think you reported him.
Oh, they selling.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a
So
couple of times that had happened. Like,
yeah, yeah. It was all my fault, but
it
dude,
ain't your fault. You just playing a doggone game. If you
yeah,
want to play the game, leave. Like
yeah,
they give him plenty of options to leave. Go ahead and leave the game, or if you
yeah.
don't like it, then he can report you or something. But he ain't got a valid reason to. Like you trying to get
Yeah.
better with a character and quick play. Like he just stopped playing the game because he's throwing a tantrum because you're not doing what you're not doing what he's commanding you to do. Like that don't make sense.
That's
Yeah,
true.
the
That's fact.
people's like behavior on that game is crazy sometimes. Because I've seen a lot of people this week just online talk about how you shouldn't be practicing like a new character quick to practice training. How you supposed to learn how to play against other people in training.
People, man. I tell you the truth, man. You might as well because they suck at ranked. They want to dictate quick play to be ranked now. I'm like, bro, just because you're
Yeah,
getting throttled in your own position, don't come up in here and quick play trying to be a
But
run the whole thing. It's like that's not how this works. Go play with the people that want to play that. It's quick play. You gonna get some crappy players sometimes. You just try to do your best. That's all you gotta do. That's it. And most of the time, we still win. I feel like we're not in a ratio where we lose often, so it's not like it's a problem how we play. It's more so when we get some dogs, and that's, that's not it. You're like, bro,
exactly.
what's happening here?
Playing against two top 500, I'm like, why is y'all like? I mean,
He said, "I'm on controller." I'm like, bro, that don't make no sense. Still, top 500. I'm on controller. That's why. I'm like, bro, that don't make sense.
that don't even make sense. I'm just like, all
That
right, bro.
man was cooking with grease, cooking us. But yeah. Anywho, let's get past Overwatch. Yeah, appreciate y'all giving updates. Let's talk about this Xbox Developer Direct. Let's go straight into the stuff. So I mean, What are we thinking, Josh? Did you like the concept last year?
I'm gonna say no because I don't remember it. But if it was like they were talking about like the first previews of like Starfield and stuff, then
It was.
I think okay, yeah, it was. I don't remember the event just because like honestly, there's a lot of if it's not anything like huge, then
It was the one
it's
where
whatever.
they shadow dropped Hi-Fi Rush. That's the one people remember it the most by because of that.
Oh, okay.
It shadow dropped
Um,
Hi-Fi. That was the reason.
yeah, I mean it's cool.
Yeah, I think
I'm
I
not
think. Oh, go
uh-huh.
ahead. I think I
Yeah,
think I like the actual structure of it more. It's just it's the developers talking about their games and why they enjoy it and why they think it's going to be fun for you to play, versus them marketing it to you and not really explaining their passion behind the project. I liked it that
mhm,
more than anything. It resonated with me more. It's just that their passion behind why they want to make the game and why it's interesting to them is really what helped me kind of get interested in the game. So I like the
mhm,
concept of it. I don't think I think there should have been a different lineup of games. Honestly, I feel like they didn't choose the right games in my opinion. But I mean, whatever. I think there's going to be more than just these four. But if there's only these four, then I really don't. I don't know. I'm looking at it from this perspective now of I really don't want to hear from the Hellblade team. I know why y'all kind of beat our heads over it, why y'all want to make the game and why it's so important. And then for Avowed, the game doesn't look that too intriguing, and it's kind of just and to me, it feels like a Outer Worlds clone of Skyrim. So it just feels like I might get a smaller version of Skyrim, which is okay, but I'm not really interested in the reason why you made that game either. So I guess the only one that really truly brung me in on that direct last time was Starfield and Hi-Fi Rush because it was a shadow drop. Like everything else, I really didn't care about. But Indiana Jones being something brand new, we're not seeing gameplay of it. That might be intriguing as well, and why they wanted to make an Indiana Jones game, like something that's very much so hasn't been talked about. But those other two, like I don't really need to hear nothing from y'all, to be honest. And I think that's why I'm kind of like, not that really interested. I am interested in the Indiana Jones and why they wanted to make an Indiana Jones game. This is Machine Games. Y'all made Wolfenstein, and now y'all going to a open world third person. I thought it's third person action adventure Indiana Jones. So why are you gonna make this game? Why are you making? What's gonna make you unique about your experience here? That's something I'm intrigued to listen to. You know, and I think that's uh the understanding behind why I was like, think that's
yeah.
how I'm going into it. My expectations anyway. But what are your
So
thoughts on this whole direct?
yeah, I'll be honest. I think that it's good to have a smaller event only focus 4 games. Way
Okay.
each game more like yeah attention and they you can really see the passion. It's like 30 trailers in a row. You get 4 and you really get a better sense about the because the one time that Starfield had their own direct, it kind of
Mm-hmm.
sold me on because I could actually see everything, the minute details that about the game that they thought were interesting that you can't show in the trailer.
Right.
That being said, this Xbox Direct lineup doesn't interest me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's like 1.5 games that I'm interested in. I do want to see more of Hellblade. I think that's the biggest Xbox game that I'm looking forward to. I
Okay.
really like the second one. It's really really good. But like you said, I don't necessarily need a more documentary footage of the developers because they talk a lot about cinema and their development process. But if they have more gameplay, show how the game has evolved. First one, then that's always good. I think it's
Okay.
going to be probably their best game that comes. Avowed seems okay. I like Obsidian. They make the better version of Bethesda games. However, it's going to be smaller, more focused, and that's good. Like if we got Starfield, but it was half as big, I think that would be a really good game.
Hmm.
But about being Skyrim, but half as big, might be interesting. But I don't know if they can really sell me on it because I'm not really. Indiana Jones, I don't care. We've
Yeah.
had 10 Nathan Drake games. We've had 10 Lara Croft games, and I don't really care about Indiana Jones as like a movie franchise. So it could be
No.
fun. I think games makes fun games, but the IP is not going to sell me. It's got to be the gameplay, and I don't know what you can do other than give like a new.
Yeah, I was more so interested in like the new Contraband game. I don't even know what that's about, but I feel like that titling is better than Indiana Jones because I just don't care about Indiana Jones. Now,
Yeah,
if there was another Lara Croft game coming out, I would be more intrigued because I like Lara Croft. I like Tomb Raider. But that's
yeah,
not
and
gonna
I feel
happen
like
either.
with Uncharted and Lara Croft, they're also like you can kind of do a little bit more. Whereas like Indiana Jones, you kind of stuck with
The licensing
Indiana
of it,
Jones.
yeah,
Yeah, you stuck with the license. Like he can't die. Uh, he can't you know do anything that contradicts the movies. Even the movies, is not like a whole lot of deep lore.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that's why I
I don't
think
think it's bad. It's just not that interesting. So yeah, a
the
spicier lineup would have been.
the thing with Indiana Jones is that on its winning side is that I know nothing of it. So even if they were to provide me stuff from the past that people actually like, I mean, there's plenty of movies, so it had to be somebody had to like them, right? So if they just provide me stuff that I never noticed and I never seen because I never literally watched it and I find it enjoyable, then that's fine because literally it's introducing me to a franchise that I never would have touched simply because of through the medium of video games. Like that's fine with me. Like I can discover a character to enjoy through a video game versus I would watching that movie. So that's fine with me. I don't have a problem with giving it a chance per se, more so because um I haven't played an Uncharted game in a very long time and I haven't played a Lara Croft game in a very long time. I can probably fit that into my bill, even though I just kind of played Jedi Fallen, Survivor, which
You're
is
not,
kind of like that, but
you're not worried that it's gonna be just a
Jedi Survivor.
not
I'm sorry.
clone, but like too close to Uncharted because Uncharted like copy Indiana Jones from the first place, and now we going into the game. I think Uncharted kind of
Um,
mastered that gameplay where you go into a temple, you shoot dudes, you at the end of the game you find a magic relic, and then run away, and the magic relic gets destroyed. So
right,
you've
but
done that multiple times
I
in like
think
6 Uncharted games.
I think with the I think with the what they can pull from. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Uncharted basically stole their stuff. But I like I said, I feel like there's been when's the last time we had Uncharted? Like 2018. I don't really. It's been a decent amount of time for me to not be super upset with another one coming out with a different take. I mean, it can't just be another copy and paste Uncharted. If it is, then that's a problem. It can be like graphically pushing or whatever, but it has to have some type of loop or gameplay loop that is different than what they were doing before. I mean, if they're going to come out with just that, Josh, then it's tough sell. It is a tough sell. It's already a tough sell. I'm saying that from Machines Games standpoint, they are a unique
It will be good.
place
Yeah.
where they could tell a decent story, but and also have really good gameplay because all of their games beforehand were adaptations of other stuff, but they were very different than what you played previous, like Wolfenstein, even in the new Colossus. Like those were different adaptations, even though that material was already there. It still had a different take, but it also had a new, unique feel. I don't think that they could. I mean, yeah, you're right, Josh. They could definitely just do. They can just phone it in. I just don't hope that
No,
that's the case.
I'm not necessarily saying that they're not going to try, but I think with the overall vibes of what you're going to get from Indiana Jones, You're going on
Oh,
an
I'm
adventure.
not done yet. That's what you're saying. I got one more in me. That's like Vince. I still got one more in me. Yeah, I can say that
Like for me,
for sure.
I played 2 Uncharted games, and I feel like I've had it enough. And like I play all of the Tomb Raider games basically, but both those games together, I feel like gives me all the vibes of that type of character and that like
Hmm.
lifestyle. We're going to hunt for relics. I feel like I don't feel like I need more of that. And Indiana Jones is the original of that. It's like it's unfortunate that it comes so late because
Jalen, Game
I
Pass.
think machine games is
What you thinking, Jalen? Game Pass. You playing it or no?
I mean,
What you mean? You played Uncharted? You can give an Xbox version a shot.
bro, y'all know how I feel, man. I mean, I give it a shot, man. Maybe. I mean, it got some multiplayer in it.
I don't know. What you think, Josh? What's the over under on multiplayer for this game?
you could have co-op. They've done co-op before, but I don't think they've ever PvP.
Ain't finna have no co-op for this, bro.
They might. I think that. I mean, they could. They could try. Maybe even like local co-op or something. But I don't know about like
Nah,
actual
heck,
over.
nah.
They could do local co-op potentially.
I'm gonna play it, y'all. But hey, I'm finna fly in Japan or Ohio real quick. Y'all trying to play some Indiana
No.
Jones?
We're not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about they just
No,
have
I'm just
multiplayer. You can run through with somebody. That's what I'm saying. That's all I was trying to get at. But yeah. Okay. Well, let me see. I'm sorry, I cut you off, Josh. What was you finish? What were your final statement on Indiana Jones?
Yeah, I'll say that I enjoy the Indiana Jones movies,
Mm-hmm.
and I think
Oh,
that
you actually
Machine Games,
watched them, so you have some background in it, right?
yeah, it's just Uncharted. Like I don't know how you can explain
Do
it any
you
other way.
like the movies
Literally just
more than
Uncharted.
Uncharted?
They're the same. Like the character, he's like, I mean, Nathan Drake is slightly more goofy, but he got more mature over time. But it's like Uncharted literally copied one for one Indiana Jones.
Okay, but you don't think Uncharted is better, per se?
I mean,
taking the mechanics of the gameplay out, story wise, do you think Uncharted is a better story, or did you
I
play the
think
games
that
enough to know?
so I didn't play Uncharted 4, but
Okay.
1 through 3, the story is the adventure. Going out to this place to find this thing, we find some bad guys, somebody betray me, we steal the thing, try to run away. Like that's the story. That's the same story of the Indiana Jones movies. The only difference is that each movie, each game of Uncharted has characters that you like. So you like Sully, Indiana Jones, there are characters in there that you like. So yeah, there might be characters that you get in the new Indiana games that you like, but as far as like the story and adventure, it's gonna be the exact same type of story that you've seen. The only difference is can they make you care about.
So Indiana Jones. So who ripped who? Because I felt like Uncharted was a direct derived from National Treasure. Was National Treasure ripped from Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones came out in the 70s, and then they had 2 more movies after that, and now they had a 5th movie. Like Indiana Jones is the original. National Treasure copied from Indiana Jones. Uh, if you
Okay.
play it like literally like you play Uncharted 2 or 3, like the same.
Mm-hmm.
Because Sully, so my bad, I'll explain really quick. Indiana Jones in one of the movies is him and his dad. In
Okay.
Uncharted, you don't have his dad, but you have Sully, who is basically his dad, and they get along well, but they argue all the time. But you like to see them together. That's the same thing that you get from Indiana. So it's like I'm hoping that you don't just rehash the same ideas that we've seen before. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that the game itself is going to be bad, but we've covered this ground a lot in Uncharted, and Uncharted is one of the best-selling franchises in video game history. So it's not a like niche. Everybody's seen it.
Yeah, that's why it's time for Xboxes. What you talking about? Nah. uh, I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying though. Yeah, it does sound like I'm caping, but it's more so. I guess I got one more in me. I ain't really tripping about playing another one. I guess,
Yeah, I
and
mean, it's a game,
yeah,
and if they can sell the gameplay, it's worth a try. It
yeah,
just, I think the IP. What I'll say is that I hope that they're not hoping that the IP is sold. They're gonna have to
gotcha.
do a little bit more work because
Yeah,
Indiana Jones is not as strong of a IP as I think it was.
yeah. Let me blow stuff up like Just Cause, and then we got some. You know.
Your favorite game, man.
I'm trying to see red tanks all across the world. I'm trying to see some red tanks. Hey there, AJ. We trying to blow up red tanks.
Your
That's the
favorite
loot
Just
for
Cause,
me.
man.
That's the loot for me, baby. But yeah. Okay. Well, that's the direct. It comes out next Thursday, I want to say. January 18th. Which doesn't make sense because it's the let me double check. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Xbox Direct. It will be on the 18th. Yeah. Tune in 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What else? Oh, let's move into our next topic. Dragon's Dogma 2. Jalen, did you play Dragon's Dogma? No, right? It was just Jalen.
I just
Josh.
seen Boast and Trail and play it forever.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe you got a little insight on the new one. Maybe they talked about it. I don't know. Maybe not. But Dragon's Dogma 2 was announced. I think we got like 15 minutes of new gameplay. Are you soaking it all in, Josh, as you're seeing it, or are you waiting until the game come out? Like, are you actually watching some of the coverage that's going on?
So I've seen some of the coverage, but I'm not watching all of it because it's not. There are new mechanics, but it's more like built on what I've seen before. So
Okay.
similar gameplay of Dragon's Dogma, but we've made some improvements. So I'm not watching all hour long special.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, honestly, I tried Dragon's Dogma, and I felt like it started slow, so it's going to be tough for me to get into it. And there's plenty of other games that have like a much more gripping impact at the beginning, i.e., games that I actually wanted to play right now. So I don't know if I'm gonna go to that one before I try Dragon's Dogma 2, but there is a lot of similarities, but there's like obviously just a better graphics engine, and I've seen a lot of similarities when it came to like mechanics and item inventory stuff. And I was like, okay, this is still looks a little bit cumbersome, but maybe we can get past that. I don't know. I was trying to get a temperature on what you were feeling like there was a lot of improvements or not, or whether it was going to be just a prettier Dragon's Dogma 1.
So from everything I've seen from these previews, it's going to be a prettier Dragon's Dogma 1 because the Dragon's Dogma is complicated because it was when they made it, the idea was let's combine Monster Hunter with Devil May Cry, and we're gonna make a big open world game. And they did that. So what you have is a super complicated game with a bunch of different menus, a bunch of complicated builds and abilities and things like that. It's not like grindy like Monster Hunter, but it's still an RPG where you have to like play the mechanics. You got to climb on the monster and hit them in the head. Fighting the dragon, climb on their back and hit them in the wings so they fall down. Combine different elements to the right status effect to be able to damage the enemies who are immune. So it's not going to ever be a simple game. I think that's going to be the hard sell to a lot of people because if you buy, full price game, you kind of want to be able to jump in and get right to it and understand it, but that's not unfortunately gonna be what's gonna happen. It's a slow RPG. What I say is that I like the first one a lot because once you get all your abilities and you level up and you start doing the harder missions and you fighting bosses stuff like that, it's really fun
Okay.
and rewarding, but you have to get there. It's not gonna give you a amazing build at the beginning of the game, and then I mean, technically, that's what you get with the DLC of the first game, Dark Arisen. But you still have to have a leveled up character to play the DLC. But that at least allows you to skip all the side quests, skip all the NPCs, just go straight to this super big dungeon and fight a whole bunch of cool stuff. But you still have to have a character.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
the
know.
dire wolves.
Wolves hunting Packer, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. The random quips that they be saying, I'd be like, bro, what are you talking about right
The
now?
pawns. Yeah, I mean the pawns are interesting because I don't know if did you play that far the first game?
I
Like
played.
where they
I
introduced
played. I got
pawns?
some pawns. I got three pawns with me right now, and we was just going
Okay.
into like a little whale. That's the first whale I encountered where I went down there, and I've been trying to like kill some lizards, and uh, it's very much so just trying to get through a few of the. But I feel the weakest out of my team. Like my pawns are stronger than me, so I
Yeah.
don't like that. Period. But
So
it's probably a mechanic thing where I got to start to get better and get like more stuff and better stuff.
yeah.
But
So I don't know if you gonna play the second one, but I'm pretty sure it's the exact same system. The whole point is that you pick a class. So your first class, you pick, I don't know, you pick a warrior. You got a big sword. You're gonna have like 2, 3 abilities. You're gonna feel pretty weak, and you just gonna hit monsters with the same combo. But that's not the point. The point of the game is level up that class to like level 10, and you pick different class. So now you pick archer, and then you play the archer, and you level up the archer to level. But then what you can do is combine the knight with the archer. So now you have both abilities on the same class, and they got extra effects and do big damage. So the point is to use all the classes, level them all up, and then combine them. That's why in the later game where you have a knight, but you also have a wizard, now you can have your big tanky class, but then throw out a giant tornado and like use those abilities together. So it's like you have to build to that because in the beginning you don't have it. You have like basic class. Uh,
gotcha. So who do you recommend this game for then? Like who are the people that is it like action RPGs? What I guess who is the
RPG
target people for this game? Because it seems like a lot of stuff going on.
RPG people who like RPGs for the game
Not the
you
story.
want. No, yeah, I don't think for the story.
Do you think Dragon Dogma 2 is going to step up their game a little bit with the story, or you think it's going to be more
Story,
the
nope.
same?
I mean,
You
you
look
seen the
quick
trailer,
with
the
that.
story is not. No, no. Don't trust. I mean, I think Capcom can tell like decent stories, but like, I don't think Capcom has the chops to tell a like
Compelling story.
you didn't like Final Fantasy 16 story, and I think that Square Enix they've tried a lot. Like they have more experience telling fantasy stories. Capcom has no experience telling fantasy stories. I don't think that Resident Evil franchise has a good story at all.
Yeah, and they don't.
So don't trust Capcom to tell a good fantasy.
They got good gameplay.
Yeah, the gameplay is gonna be good. The bosses are gonna be good. Like there might be stories of like, oh, this boss or this dungeon has interesting like, lore or
Concept or
story, but
something. Yeah,
the overall story is not gonna be anything. If you like the gameplay
that's true.
will be fun.
Okay, Jalen, you copy? You getting it, man? We all gonna be on Dragon Dogma too?
He didn't get the first one. He should have got the first one.
No. Dark and
A whole bunch
Arisen.
of people in your corner.
Oh my goodness! He said they ain't get me the first time. What you mean? He said give me the second.
Hey, Trevor and Wilson, was wearing me out, bro. They kept talking about magic archers, high bullseye, death on minotaurs, and the
Yeah.
and
You
what's that? The Everfall? Not the Everfall. And
yeah, the Everfall is the final dungeon, and then the Dark Arisen has a different.
yeah, there's talking about the Minotaurs down there and
Oh yeah,
the Abyssal Anguish, and I'm just like, all
and
right,
fighting
bro.
death.
I got yeah, them pawns was getting dragged by them hellhounds, and I'm just looking like,
And
bro, I'm
that
tired of seeing y'all play this game, bro. What's up with
the
this game?
gameplay is fun. Like my favorite thing to do. You play as the rogue. You know you just got 2 daggers, but his ability that you can get is immolate. So you set yourself on fire and you taking damage. But you can jump onto a monster and grab them, so they're burning with you, and just start stabbing them in the back, and it does like double damage because you're doing those 2 abilities. So it's like
I think I've seen
it
that too.
is creative and fun because you can combine these different things. But yeah, it's just like you playing it for the gameplay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. All right. What about? Let's. I mean, I could talk. I could spend 2 seconds on the video. So Nvidia decided to bring out some new cards. They suck. Prices are out of pocket. That's it. I don't really got much else to say. I mean, I think that they have. Right now, we don't know the power of these cards outside of what they showed. I did show that they had like some comparisons, I think, to the 3090 Ti. Um, I honestly, I just don't. Um, I don't know. I guess I don't find that these two appealing. Um, and there's not much else to say about it. I can tell you guys is the prices, and then we can go for that. The 4080, I think it launched. Um, what was the 4080's price? I think the 4080 started at $1,200. That is a lot. Why can't I find these prices? Hold on. Where's the price? I did not think that this thing started at 4080 started at 1200. 4070 Super 40 series prices. So the seven, okay, so the RTX 4070 Ti Super is $799. The 4080 Super is 1,000. The 40, where's this 4080 Ti? Because I know I saw it. Where's the 4080 Ti price? It wasn't a 4090, it was a 4080 Ti. Where did it go? Oh, wait. So was it the $600 4070 Super, the 4070 Ti, and the 4080 Super? And the $599 was for the Super, the 4070 Ti. I guess they don't have the price. It's $799, and then the 4080 itself is 1,000. The 4080 Super, I mean. Whatever. I mean, I'm informing y'all, but I honestly don't have anything to say on this. I don't think the prices are worth it right now. I think the 4070 Super might be the best thing to show out here, but the other ones are a little too expensive. Especially when I know that I bought mine for a very decent price, and I have the 7900 XTX, and it's on par with a lot of this stuff, so I don't really care. So, yeah, anything to add to the 4070s and the 4080 Super, Josh?
No, nothing to say about the cards. I think being at $1,000, is yeah, it's too high for me for sure right now. But they did show a couple like announcements and things like that. Their highlight reels of different games and partnerships that they're doing. I think some of those were interesting. Finally
Yeah,
seeing Ryzen Forbidden West, right? Forbidden West on PC. That looked really good. And it has like it's using DLS3 and things like that, but I'm not actually sure about all the features that it has, but it looks really good. So that's a good grab. Diablo 4 is getting, I think it's a ray tracing update, as well as Half-Life 2. I played a little bit of Half-Life 2. I don't know if this is like a separate game,
Mhm.
like you gotta buy it again or something. But it looked good. So I'm excited to see more of their stuff in, not development, in action. Because you have like Cyberpunk 2077, and that's always a really good benchmark of what you can do with the new cards. But that can't be the only game. We got to see more games on PC really utilizing the Nvidia architecture, and I think Horizon for me might be the one. I'm definitely.
Yeah, I think that the DLSS software is the best thing that comes out of NVIDIA right now. I don't think it's the hardware right now. I think the hardware is great and it's pushing this stuff, but honestly, I wouldn't say the hardware. I would say the price of the hardware. Like, I don't find these stuff compelling at this point, and the 4090 is still the best thing on the market, and it's still overpriced out of comparison to everything else, but it is the best thing out. So I am waiting almost 2 generations to me to pick up a Nvidia card, because honestly, at the pace that they're innovating and the amount of money that they're charging, it seems as if they are probably just going to ride this out for a while, because I don't think AMD can competitively catch up with them, and they know it. So they're going to keep pricing themselves out the market, and they're going to keep pricing themselves to a point where I don't feel comfortable buying their stuff until I'm ready to buy it at a later time, which is fine. I mean, I don't think that that's a problem in a strategic matter, but I don't get excited for this stuff because I know that it's just too much. So I know that their software is great, though. I know that they have the best software, and that's undeniable. So at some point, Team Red is going to have to make a big shift, or they're gonna just, I'm gonna lead them behind. It's not like it's not a if or if it's going to happen, is when it's going to happen, because I know that they are putting in the effort to make their software 10 times better than AMD. So until I'm ready to purchase their hardware at their significant price hikes, then I'm just going to have to deal with looking at it from afar, and then at some point when I feel as if it is a comfortable time to move, and I feel like that the technology is there and the price is there, and there's an actual decent metric of like showing the improvements and not just showing, hey, we got DLSS running on here but not in 3090 because it doesn't run it. So it's not like, that's not cool to me. Like 53 frames per second, then you got 103 on this because it has frame generation. That's not a real frame. That's not a real improvement on the game, and not a real improvement from an actual horsepower, or I don't know what to say, just power from the actual device. It's just trickery. So no, not happening. I do it at some point when it catches up and there's actually a meaningful change, and we're comparing DLSS 3 to another DLSS 3 enabled thing, and you're seeing almost 200 frame difference, 100 frame difference, then that makes sense. But not right now. Right now it's all trickery, man. It's all marketing. So no, thank you. So I don't get excited, and that's probably why I'm sitting here like I don't know much about it, because I'm just not excited about it. But yeah, moving on. What's his name? Chief Masahiro. You heard about him, Jalen? Your boy is quitting YouTube. I know you was very interested in his YouTube channel.
As boy, I couldn't get enough of him. I just have to remember how to pronounce his name.
You can't get enough of that man. So yeah, he finally called it quits. And I guess that's big news. But I think Josh knew more about it, so I'm gonna stop being a hole and let him speak on what he was doing. What was he doing, Josh?
Yeah, so after he finished the last Smash game, he said he was taking a break. He was going to be hanging out on YouTube, posting videos about game development, planning, how they do stuff. And I mean, I think his channel was popular. He got like 500,000 subscribers and like 200 videos. But yeah, basically every week or so, he posts a video about how they do different stuff. Like what are some of these? How to do knockback, or how to make the controls, how to just a whole bunch of different stuff of I guess everything that they do of how they design Smash. If you want to implement that into your game, so if you're interested in how games are made, it has a lot of short videos. They're all like 5 to 10 minutes about how to do it. But yeah, he's basically said that this year he's going to be quitting YouTube. I don't know if it's specifically because there's YouTube or he wants to do something else. But yeah, it was a decent run, I guess, year. I'm pretty sure YouTube don't actually pay much.
Yeah, I mean that's that, and I guess that is our segment. So I don't know nothing about it. I felt like, yeah. I mean, what you got anything to add here, Jalen? I don't, like I said, I don't want to be the guy that's just rushing it off, but I don't really know much about him, and it seemed like it's not something that you need to announce. But I understand you got a following. So, Jalen, will you miss him? I know you're a big fan.
You wrong, bro. Right, man.
What you mean? I know you're a big fan. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss him, man.
He going too soon. Going too soon.
I'm like, damn, man. I'm gonna have to go back to watching that other dude on YouTube. Chow chow, you know, chow chow. No haircut tutorial.
Get ready to chop chop. Magic City, turn up. Yeah. All right, let's move on because we ain't talking about nothing. But let's move into Last of Us Season 2, Abby. Abby is here. Her name is Laura Bailey.
No, Laura Bailey is the voice actress for.
Wait. Okay, sorry. It is Caitlin Dever. You're right. My bad. Caitlin Dever is new Abby for The Last of Us. I'm pretty sure. Bella Ramsey probably gave her the rundown of how toxic we are. Well, not we. I just say gamers in general that don't really got no lives, and they just get on the internet and they say stuff, man. But I feel like she gonna catch it simply because of she kills Joel, and spoiler alert, she kills Joel, and but I don't know. I guess all that matters is if you're appeasing to these men in the face, because that is obviously it's a big deal. I have no idea how this kind of crept into the space. Well, you know what I do. Let's not pretend like we don't know. But it's a little ridiculous. That's what I'll say. And but yeah, she is the new Abby. How we feeling? I mean, has she? I don't know any other previous work. I'm trying to find her now. Like, see if I can find some previous work from this. They saying she was in Dope Sick. I don't know what that is, but let me see. Movies. Oh, she was in Booksmart. She was the Booksmart girl. I like that movie. She was in Ticket to Paradise. Oh, was she the daughter? Oh, that's hilarious. I watched that movie. You know I love my rom-coms. Dope Sick. I don't know what Dope Sick is. I guess that's one of her best movies. It's on Hulu. Hmm. Oh, it's a television show. The miniseries. Okay. Okay, so she seemed like she got some background in acting. I mean, that's all you can ask for, right? I don't know what else they want. So she has some background. Look like she actually does work, and yeah, she fits the bill. What we thinking, guys? Anything to add here? Uh, I mean, Bella. I'm pretty sure Bella told her about everything. I don't really think there's nothing she can be like. Oh, I was so shocked at how they acted and treated me. Like, pretty sure she signed up for this, and they probably gave her a little hazard bonus. More than likely. I would think so. I would be asking for hazard pay. You know, like why would I? Why would I not? Like, obviously, this is a very non-beloved character to the point where it was the biggest deal ever. Like, if they tried to sell her some gold and not told her the real, that's crazy. But I'm pretty sure she has a rundown of what's going to happen. So yeah, over under. Did she get the hazard pay? Which I think.
I mean, yeah, she has a background in acting, so I'm sure that she has some sort of like PR team or things like that, people to help out. But I think that in this situation, especially for young actors, uh, like her and Bella, it's probably best to just like not be online like that. Like there are a
Yeah.
lot of celebrities, especially like younger ones, not a lot of younger ones, but there are a few who you don't really see or hear anything from ever because it's
Yeah.
not necessary for your career. And I think that it will conflict and open you up to more attention and drama that you don't need.
Yeah.
Especially with like Last of Us, it's gonna be a big show. People are gonna like it, and she's gonna get praise from like right places, like award shows or that, and it's gonna secure more jobs. But just being online on like Twitter and stuff like that is not. I don't think anything good is gonna come from those because people are gonna lose their mind no matter what. If the thing is good, if it's bad, if it's not what they want, it don't matter. So it's not her fault necessarily. It's not necessarily the character's fault because I think that a lot of the stuff that people hate Abby for is not fair to the character. Is the whole point of the story is that everybody is kind of shit,
Yeah.
but they all gotta like survive.
Exactly.
So I think that's kind of like the point. So, anyways, it's yeah. I mean, it sucks that you have to like you can't just be a
Play your role.
character,
Yeah.
be praised for it. You got to worry about people who just want you to be actually hurt because of your
Yes.
portrayal.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like there was plenty of times where they would somebody would flag down Ghost from Power. There's plenty of times when these people go crazy. Sometimes just act like the character is the character. But I understand that some people are just a little bit better prepared for that, and especially when you don't know. Because I feel like this is, I don't know. Do y'all think gaming is the most toxic form of media, or no? Y'all think it's like basically the same as everything else?
I think it's the same.
I would say I was gonna say it's the same, but I don't agree in the sense I think that
And that's
games.
not say toxic. I say negative. I say negative. But go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, it's negative and toxic because gamers in general have been online for a lot longer than a lot of people. Like if you read books, part of book clubs, like a lot of those communities were not online. But like if you're a gamer, especially from like the 360 era, you've been online every day for a long time. Online, there are no like, I mean, there rules to like specific websites you can
There's
ban,
no
but
etiquette. Like you've been
yeah, it's no
embedded in
etiquette.
your
It's free.
life
You can do whatever you
forever.
want, and if
Yeah.
you've been online for like 15 years, just doing and saying whatever you want, it's going to continue to be like that. So it's not necessarily the fault of the game, but gaming community has grown up with the internet. And the same with a lot of people who don't even play games, but they just on Twitter all day, every day being toxic. What now they just came over to X. That's the whole point. You get paid for being toxic. Say something bad about whatever, even if you don't believe it, because this is a troll website now.
Oh, for sure. Oh, Twitter
Yeah.
has definitely changed. But what you think, Jalen?
I mean, at first I wasn't fully agreeing with Josh saying, but I mean, I guess if you're just on the internet in general, I think overall the internet in general is a very
Negative.
uncensored, negative, can be toxic place just based on like comment sections. Everybody trying to race to be the funniest, and it's going away from games just a little bit. But just kind of like compare and contrast. I mean, obviously we're not going to get into this, but you got like the toxic stuff for like the gender wars. Then you got we could talk about like games and how people like threaten people just about certain things that they do with the game. And then we can even go into like, I'm subscribed to this in some capacity, like the anime community. You got some very toxic people in there, and some of the things they say about shows. And I think the dude on Jujutsu Kaisen, I think the author was getting threats or something like that too. And I think he like, I'm finna just end the show or something like that. I don't remember. I think I read something like that. So it just, I mean, that just further perpetuate the idea that it's all like toxic, and I don't think it's just the gaming in general. I do resonate the fact that, like Josh said, like those people probably been online a little bit longer than other people, whether they're
Mm.
playing RuneScape or Xbox Live. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it plays right into our next topic as well when it comes to Spider-Man 2 and the Stephanie Tyler, the face of MJ, in that role as well. So she also got her fair share of toxic or harassment and weird negativity online. So she's put out a statement recently. Dear Spider-Man fans, I appreciate the love for my role in the Spider-Man games and the positive response to my version of MJ has gotten over the years. However, I am no longer an actively auditioning actor or model. The shoots I do now are purely a creative outlet for myself and a way to collaborate with fans I love. Over the weekend, some followers crossed boundaries. One even went to the extent of calling my workplace and leaving multiple voicemails wanting to speak with me and requesting I call back, which is unacceptable and considered stalking. My skincare page is not for Spider-Man or MJ fans. Bottom line is that I came into work this morning and immediately felt unsafe and uncomfortable hearing those voicemails. Please respect that I am human, I'm a human being trying to make a living just like you, and I kindly ask for boundaries to not be crossed. Messages will not be answered, and I will block you if you make me feel uncomfortable. And you can unfollow me if this disappoints you. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, it just plays into that same thing. I mean, I feel like definitely women get it worse than men. This is not a debate. It's a fact. But it's just kind of like weird stuff like this. It just kind of continues to build upon itself to create a negativity around gamers online and how they treat or act or interact with women. So, and then just people in general. It's not even just women, but it's mostly women. So yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a space for people to grow. Obviously, people to be better, people to start to just mind their own business. I think a lot of that need to go around in 2024. Just mind your business. Stop acting like everything has to really stuff taking stuff so personally. Like everything does not fit to your metrics, to your thoughts, to your process. Everything isn't crap because it's a separate opinion from yours, and everything isn't to be shooed away because of that. So it's just a lot of that. A lot of people need to grow up, stop acting like children. But some of these things are a little bit, interesting to read, interesting to see. You don't have to like the character, but you don't have to you know, harass the character. You don't have to harass the counterpart that took a job. You know, that's weird. And I know I feel the same way about weird people that go bother a Starbucks worker because the Starbucks company head did something stupid, or like they don't align with them, but they go bother somebody just trying to do their job, make their money. So that type of stuff is like that type of energy to the 10th degree. It seems like it's a common thing. Like, yeah, they didn't do that, and they didn't personally attack you, so you shouldn't go and personally attack them. But that is something that people really need to hear just so they can understand it. Yeah. So yeah, overall, I ain't trying to serious us out, but do better. Chill out. Be kind. Everything you Barney taught y'all. I don't know if y'all remember Barney, but maybe go watch a few episodes. But yeah, let's move on. Anything else? Let's talk about this MSI Claw. Jalen, you brought this up, which is surprising. What did you hear about the MSI Claw? Did you hear that it's going to take over the game? Did you hear that it was the next big thing? Was your pre-order in?
Put my pre-order in. Already got my Steam back on eBay and get rid of it. Next revolution of game, I'm finna get rid of everything. Not just one. I ain't hear that much about it. I was just kind of curious if I was looking through some things and I was just trying to I figured you'll probably hear something about it, but I know a lot of these little handheld PC type things been coming out. One of my boys, he bought one that was like, I think he probably paid like $1,000 for his or something like that. I
He
think
must
it's
have
like
bought the
custom made
Legion
and stuff.
or something.
I don't know what it was. They kind of like a PSP shape or whatever. He let me use it a little bit, had a little bit of weight, kind of dense. But anywho, going to the MSI car or whatever. I mean, like I said, I ain't looked too much into it, but I did hear that you said it got Windows on it. I mean, which could be like I guess that's like a plus or minus thing.
Yeah.
I don't really think that it would, because I don't think that it will like, it could, I guess it can be a competitor to the Steam Deck, right? But I mean, I don't think it's going to make that much of a impact or doing something like super revolutionary. Granted, I just looked over like real briefly. I didn't see anything that was like outstanding or something. I mean, it's still along the same lines. It's a handheld PC, and granted, if the specs are one thing, that's cool, and it's like at a good price point, that could probably help in going against the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't foresee it being something that's just like, I don't even see like the handheld PC market being that huge where it's like this is going to be like a competitor and it's going to be something that they like really compete with. So I don't like consoles like Xbox versus PlayStation type thing. So I think it can coexist personally, but I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the MSI Claw. So I was correct, and it is powered by a
Intel.
Intel GPU and Intel architecture for the AP, or what you'll call this. So that is a Intel driven actual device, which is cool because we never seen one before. They mostly all come with AMD stuff, Zen 2, Zen 4, RDNA 3, stuff like that. So it'd be interesting to see the capabilities of this machine. What's interesting is that this one, I believe, is a 720p screen, which is very different than what we mostly get when it comes to screen. Because I know the Steam Deck in itself is 800p, so it's not that far off. But most people feel like that's too low. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, that's the biggest thing that would be cool to me. I mean, it's still like it sucks at low. It's I mean, it does still like it suck at low wattage at low TDPs. And Windows is optimized for mobile gaming. I don't know, Josh. What do you view these as strong competitors? Do you find them to be intriguing? Even if from take your own perspective out of it, do you find it to be a winning strategy to continue to make Or do you feel like Windows need to change significantly for you to like pick one of these up? I don't know. What's your thoughts?
So yeah, from the top, I'll say I don't think that it's a strong competitor to the Steam Deck because most of these Windows-based devices are missing the Steam Deck target audience, which is people who want PC games but don't want the PC gaming experience, and the PC gaming experience is literally what you get with Windows. Steam Deck,
Yes.
most of the games, not every game, but most of the games, you just buy it on Steam, download it, play the game. On the Steam Deck, that's the best experience that you can get. If I buy the game, hit play, and no issues, then it's amazing. Tweak it to my preference after that, 40 hertz, 45 hertz, whatever. But just being able to, it's not plug and play, you're not plugging in anything, but yeah, just download it and play it, and that's great. These other devices like the ROG Ally and things like that, they're offering more power. You can, customize it further. You can play Call of Duty now on handheld, but at the same time, the price is much higher and things like that. So, in order to compete with the Steam Deck, you have to offer a super easy user experience, and you got to be $400. All of these devices that run Windows are $600 plus. So that in no way, shape, or form are they going to be competing with the Steam Deck. Now, for some PC players who feel like they need the extra power, they need the extra be able to tweak it, and you need Windows to be able to run these extra executables and that to get the experience that you want. Yeah, these other devices are for like super, super, super hardcore people, but that I'm not one of those people, so I'm never gonna get one of these.
Yeah.
That being said, since the Steam Deck came out, and maybe a little bit before, but the handheld market has gotten a lot more interesting, and I've actually been following all of these different devices a lot. But I
Mm.
think that the Steam Deck is kind of the upper limit of what you should realistically ever spend. If you want something cheaper, there are a whole bunch of really good stuff, $100, $200. If you don't want to spend money on
Yeah.
Steam Deck, you want something really small, so you can put it in your pocket. Those devices are really good. Look, one just came out this week, 150, basically the size PSP, and you can play a whole bunch of games. I mean, mostly emulated, but a whole bunch of stuff all the way up to the Switch. And so it's like that's a really good value for $150 if you don't want to pay 400 for Steam. But at the end of the day, the Steam Deck is still the best value for them.
Agreed.
So I don't see. I mean, I think most of these are kind of just like experiments from like
These companies.
MSI,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't think that they're actually going to be really supported and iterated on. They just threw some together, see what we can get from it. But yeah, I don't think they're like real.
Yeah. The only one I feel like was really like that really put some thought and some real thought behind there is the Legion, as of now anyway. Because of
Mhm.
the whole concept of being able to take the controllers off and use one as a mouse. They really put some thought behind how the usability of it. But I think the Ally is still the front runner when it comes to Windows 11 or Windows based device, because I think Asus has been doing a really good job of trying to get their software up to snuff. It's not like they're the greatest, but they have been putting out more updates. Legion just came out, so I can't really knock them too much, but it'll never happen for me because I hate Windows. Not hate Windows, but I hate Windows to a degree where I'm like, I don't want a game on a PC, and nothing's going to change that for me. Even if I have the ability to run powerful games on my PC, I just don't think it's in the cards for me. Um, like I could have played Mortal Kombat, but I was like, I don't want to boot it up on my PC. I'd rather just not play it. And I haven't played it simply because I know that it probably might run fine. I just don't, at this point, I don't want to test it because then it's going to just irritate me, and I don't want to be irritated right now. So I went to play Dredge. Well, that was Platinum on Steam Deck. Oh, this is Platinum? People already played it. People know that it works well and it runs at 90 frames per second, and I ain't got to deal with nothing. I'm playing that. So I know that my brain is like, At this point, just simplify my experience, and you got my money. And that's what they did. I mean, there's nothing else that you can say or to do to kind of sway me off of that. And it was another thing that I kind of posed to my audience is about Epic Games and how they give so much free stuff away. And I'm like, none of this stuff is going to help me become a fan of Epic, because regardless of what y'all think, there is nothing on the PC market that could sway me to leave the console friendly approach that Steam has produced. There's nothing that can sway me, period. So there's nothing that they could really do outside of creating that own ecosystem. And only people I can think can do it is Windows with the help of Xbox. You know, I mean, I'm totally fine with buying something Windows based that's running like an Xbox operating system. You know, that way I can play my games the way I want to play them. But again, if they're doing that, they're reworking their entire structure, and that is not Windows. So I just don't see it being in the cards for anybody else. They have to start from the ground up, and Windows hate Linux. It's not like they're gonna do anything like that. So the biggest one, where you got your Proton stuff and you can be able to pull up all that good jazz, and people truly backing the device, like that community behind the Steam Deck, and being able to go to Proton DB and understand that this game runs really, really well on here, and all you have to do, if even if you don't want to tweak nothing, it runs well. But if you really want to tweak stuff and get better battery performance, you can. But this has already been laid out. This structure has been laid out. There's nothing that can compete with that. Regardless of what people say, your PC and my PC are not the same. And that game could run like crap for me and run great for you. And there's nothing you can do about it. So, that's just not something that's in the cards for me to ever get behind again. It's just not. I don't care how strong your PC is. You're going to have to tinker. And it's just stupid to me. So, I don't want to do it. And I'm going to live my days in peace playing video games, actually playing them, not just sitting around pretending to play them and pretending that, you know, you're having a good time tweaking. Because I don't care what nobody says. If you're a gamer and all you do is tweak, you ain't really gaming. You're just tweaking. And that's not fun. So, I mean, you know, to each his own, I suppose. I have to be neutral, supposedly, but my experience sucked, and I don't think anybody else's experience would be any different. I think that is a common thing for you to have to do that. So, MSI Claw, you lose in Deontay's booking. Anything to add to that before we move on?
You should have said MSI Claw. Hell no. Not just like not just like
but okay, no, that is funny. But let's move on to the last few topics, because we flying through this now. Mickey Mouse. They going Mickey Mouse is now public domain. The original, right, Josh? The original Rat Mouse?
Yes, Steam. I think it's called specifically the Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse, in which I think that's the very first version where it's black and white and he's driving a steamboat. He does have suspenders, but like the design is a little different. That has been like around for a very long time, like decades back before your grandparents were born. And in the US, when a piece of work has been around that long, it will eventually expire and it has to become public domain. So a couple years ago, Winnie the Pooh entered public domain. So you'll see a lot of Winnie the Pooh everything, because once it enters public domain, you, your friends, your mom, anybody you know, you can use that piece of media whatever you want. If you want to write a story about Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh can be a main character. He could be a character in a movie, and Disney or whoever originally owned it can't do anything about it. So that's true for the first version of Mickey Mouse. That being said, there are a lot of different versions, and Disney does still own. If you see Mickey Mouse on their logo, they still own that version of Mickey Mouse. So if you do make something, you got to be careful that you're staying within the guidelines of what's public domain and what's copywritten by Disney, because you don't want to get Disney on your back.
No, you don't.
But yeah, so far this week I've seen, I don't know their names because there've been so many, but I saw like 2 movies that feature Mickey Mouse. I think one of them
Infestation.
a horror movie. I think another one is a horror game that also has Mickey Mouse in it. So yeah, you're gonna be seeing a lot of Mickey Mouse. It's gonna be funny and weird for a while to like see, these characters that were previously like owned and protected by big companies suddenly be weird and gross. But I think overall it's good because that makes it so that companies, big businesses can't forever have all the creative like ability with like some big IP. It's gonna be a long time, but someday Star Wars is gonna be public domain. Superman, I think Superman and Batman are not that far away. So just imagine in 20 years, Batman is public domain, and anybody can make their own Batman movie. You know, that's interesting and just good overall for like creative people who want to explore these.
Yeah.
But yeah, what y'all looking forward to with Mickey Mouse? You got any stories ready, Deontay? About to be the new thumbnail of the podcast.
No, I mean, there's nothing that nothing that I want to be with. Not with Willie the Steamboat Willie. No, there's nothing there. Maybe when we get the Mickey Mouse what's it called, the clubhouse, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, maybe we can do something then. But right now, that one not too much. That's
It's gonna be a minute for that one. That one
Yeah.
and Kingdom Hearts gonna be a minute.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hot while. But yeah, I mean that's cool. I never thought of it in that way. Like I understood what public domain was after a while when licenses got relinquished, but I never thought of like everything is a part of that. So it's cool.
Yeah, I think some notable ones coming up. Lord of the Rings, pretty soon is gonna be up. Same with Batman and Superman. So a lot of pretty much anything that came out for around the 40s is going to be expiring sometime soon. I forget the actual guideline, but it's something to do with like if the original creator is dead and it's been this amount of time, then it automatically goes public domain. Whereas if the creator's still alive, but it's been this amount of time, there's another stipulation. It will still enter public domain. So that's the main thing. The creator Mickey Mouse has been dead for a while. Mickey's been out for a long time, so that opens it up to be public.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, it's an interesting time when you can see Mickey Mouse kill a few people. Kind of crazy. But they got a video game and everything too. So I guess it's a power we have now, just like AI. I guess you can do good and bad and evil with that.
I'm waiting on Jalen Kingdom Hearts game. One Steamboat Willie and Kingdom Hearts 2, or is that just like regular?
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Like
they had Julius on the other one.
The lore of Kingdom Hearts is crazy. All right.
Black and white Mickey.
Yeah.
Cartoon world.
All right. Well, let's move on to GameStop. I think that was the last topic I had. GameStop having their renewals. They increased their renewals fee. It's more of informative, if you all didn't know. It's not really a topic here, but Jalen came in a little hot. He was uninterested in their increases, unfortunately. At that time, it's that time of the year where you have to go in there. You might just be like, let me use my $5, and they say, wait, hold on, it's time for you to renew. So but yeah, I think it went from $12 or $15 to 20, or was it a $5 increase, or was it $10 increase? I can't remember, but it did increase on us. So just be aware of that if you're letting them. And also, which shout out to the GameStop person that did help me, because not only did he help me to the point where it was almost free and helped me get past a few blockages to let me use my $5 certificate immediately. He told me to make sure I don't click the button because they will sign you up for auto renewal. And immediately, so he was like, don't click that button, click no. And then I clicked accept. But you think it's just your regular accept of the program, but it's actually signing you up for the renewal. So be aware of that, people. Shout out to my GameStop guy. He's the only one in the recent year that's actually been worth something. And unfortunately, that company is just terrible. I think they have good people. I think they just spread out thinly, and they have been run down. That's pretty much what it is. But don't y'all just love it when you actually go somewhere and they know what they're talking about? I hate talking to people that know what they just don't know what they're talking about. It's like my biggest pet peeve is like talking to someone you can you can like visually see the ignorance coming up off of them. Like I can visually see that you have no idea you're making all of this up right now. I hate when I know the answer and they don't, because I'm not trying not to like quiz you, but don't just give me false information and pretend like it's right. So yeah, I remember one time I went there and somebody they couldn't do a return and then buy something else on the same thing. They had to like do one thing and then do the next. And I'm like, this is not that hard. So I just was like, this is stuff like that. And I'm not saying that, everybody has a learning curve and they obviously go through people way too often. So I can't give them much. And I'm never mean to people. I can just tell that you new here, huh? And I don't even ask them that. I just let them get their stuff off because, patience is key, people. Even if you're upset, you don't have to show it. Patience. But yeah. How about that fee? Do y'all go to GameStop anymore?
Well, I don't, because I stopped liking GameStop a long time ago, and I stopped caring about the rewards. I don't trade in. I go there if I can find a game I need anywhere. That's rare.
Is there GameStops in Japan?
Oh, and that's the thing. No, there are no GameStops here in Japan.
Oh.
And online GameStop trash.
Oh, it's the worst. The worst. It is the worst. They barely send you the right thing, and when they do send you something, it's like, man. And they love giving you a disc that's been open and put a little sticker on it saying it's new. Mm-hmm. I hate that. I'm like, bruh, this ain't new, bro. Like, how many display cases do y'all need? How do I always end up with a new game that's been open? Make that make sense, Like, this is not just a one person thing. This is a norm that someone has a new game purchased from them and they don't have the saran wrap or the wrapping paper.
It literally started at GameStop, but it'd been a practice in like media stores for a long time to open them up to take out stuff that's in the thing, because they used to give out promo codes for like games or Xbox codes or whatever. That's when they start opening it up. They open it and then reseal it so that they have things.
Wow.
And you just hand them out to customers.
Tragic. Oh yeah. So
but yeah, I've always preferred Best Buy, but ever since the Best Buy program, I forget what it was called, but the program where they give you a discount on pre-orders ended, I don't really like buying physical games.
No, I mean, like I said, GameStop has its purpose at some degree. Like, I've used it over the past few years, and I have reasonably, like I said, when I took that I bought another Xbox, but the old Xbox I had, I took it there and I got like $425 or $450 almost for a console I had for almost three years, and no, I had it for 2 years because I bought it in November, and I got most of all my money back, and I just wanted to get the MetaQuest, and then I ended up buying the Xbox when it was like super cheap too, so it was like, you know, a win-win for me. It wasn't really an issue. I mean, there is some validity to them, and I like that they have a physical store presence. But yeah, man, they need to really start to. They really got to figure it out, man. I think that's my worry, is that they don't figure it out soon enough, and it just falls to the wayside. 'Cause I do like GameStop, to a degree.
Yeah, they serve a purpose. I just don't think it's a good business.
Yeah, yeah. There it is again. The higher ups messing up everything. But yeah, that's pretty much our show. We got through a lot. We talked about a lot. So if you got to this part, you the real OG. We had information about, you know, the developer direct, Dragon's Dogma, Nvidia, Smash, Last of Us. Got through a lot of stuff. So, like I said, I want to thank you guys for getting to this part as always. We're going to have more topics, more things to talk about next week. And we're going to keep this going for the new year. Happy New Year, everyone. Enjoy the time. Like I said, set those goals and achieve them. This is the time to do it, especially when you got that additional adrenaline coming off of the new year. It is always beneficial to set those goals and get started. But yeah, anything else you want to add before we get up out of here?
No, not much. Just play Warframe. It's great. Don't listen to Dante and Jalen be haters. That's it for me.
Yeah. Keep going. No one knows you're here. Like, that's all I remember. And shake them JPEGs. That's my whole Warframe. That's my whole Warframe thing. And I'm gonna have to leave it at that. I mean, I think the horse looked really cool when you sent this video. I was like, and I do like a nice looking horse. I'm like, but I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it. So yeah.
I didn't even customize it.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, he trying to get me in. No, thank you. Like I said. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the year goes on. We'll see. You never know. Never say never, right? But all right, guys. Thank you guys for listening, and we will talk to you all next time. Peace.